energy, okay? Like mad high energy. Y'all ready? I can't hear you. Y'all ready? There it is. There it is. Come on. Come on. Clap your hands. Yeah, yeah. Come on. Everybody clap your hands. Everybody clap your hands. Yeah, yeah. Everybody clap your hands. Everybody clap your hands. Oh, song says, I came with praise.
Say it again right here. Say it. How's everybody? You doing good? Y'all excited today? Y'all doing okay? Okay. All right. I'm just checking. I'm just taking the temperature of the room. Everybody smell all right today? All right. You smell all right? Okay. No. Okay. All right. We getting there though. We getting where we need to get. We getting where we need to get. But it's good to see you all. It is. It's good to be here. It is good to be here. I was telling Reverend Jefferson that I was in the midst of something on my way here that I had to deal with, and in doing that, I left all of my I left my iPad. I left my iPad in the place where I was, and my iPad has all of my wonderful information regarding Bible study. It has all of my information on it, Reverend Dawson, as it relates to this wonderful series and conversation on overcoming trauma. It has everything on it. I depend on that. I depend on it so much that I don't have it. But the beautiful thing about it is the program that I have on my tablet is also the program that I have on my cell phone. And so all I did when as Reverend Jefferson was bringing me in, and we noticed that my bag and my tablet wasn't in the car, my stomach went, ugh. And then I said, oh, I have my phone. And right here, it says overcoming trauma. So I have all of my marvelous and wonderful information here, which means, and the Reverend Jefferson said to me, he said, uh-oh, that means you're going to be walking around. I said, yeah, I'm going to be moving around now. And so I'm grateful. And one of the reasons why I'm just so delighted to have an iPad and an iPhone. For those of you that don't have an iPhone, well, you'll get saved eventually, and you'll become apostolic, and you'll get it. But the beauty of it is, it enables me to the program enables me to have my document wherever I am, whether I'm at home, whether I'm here, or if I'm traveling. You know how it is when you travel to different places, and people will ask you if you want to preach. Typically, we travel without our information purposely so that we don't have to preach. When we go, we just want to sit and we want to enjoy. But now, by God's grace, we have in our cell phones information that will enable us to do so. So thank you all for listening to my traumatic story that I had when I got out of the vehicle. Trauma hit me, but then I overcame trauma when I discovered that I had what I had also on this cell phone. So yeah, he will, won't he do it? I mean, he'll do it. Look at somebody, say, won't he do it? Yeah, he'll do it. He'll do it. Matter of fact, see, when somebody listen. When you say won't he do it, somebody has to affirm that he will. So if somebody says to you, won't he do it, you got to tell him, yes, he will. I know my God to be so many things. God is a heart fixer. He's a mind regulator. He's a bridge over troubled waters. He is our sustenance. He's a doctor in any sick room. He is whatever you need God to be, God will be that. He will be that. Whatever you need. And here's the key to it, even as we kind of share with this conversation regarding, overcoming trauma. You have to trust God. You have to have faith. that God is going to do it. And then you just lay it down and let God do God's best work. You know, God is like an artist. God just put this in my spirit. I don't know why. God just put this in my spirit. God is like an artist. And anyone who knows my father, God rest his soul, my father used to love to draw, and he would paint. And he would frame his work, and he would hang his work around the house. And he would start with a white canvas. There'd be absolutely nothing on it. And then he would have all of this paint sitting in front of him, all these different colors. And before you know it, he would transform that white canvas into a marvelous art piece by taking all those different colors of paint and just putting it all over there, all over that canvas, and making, again, a beautiful piece of art. That's what God will do in our lives. Our lives, oftentimes, as we go through what we go through, is just a canvas with nothing on it. And then God will turn around and take the blankness of your life, the trouble, the trauma, the issues that you go through in your life, and God will take that and make it a beautiful portrait. God will do it. He will take your pain, your suffering, your sickness, and anything that you have, God will transform it into a marvelous piece of artwork in your life. And so the Lord just wanted me to speak that out today. I don't know why, but every now and again, the Lord will say in my spirit, prophesy. Give them a word of prophecy. And that's the word of prophecy today. But in order to accomplish that, you've got to go with you have to trust God. And sometimes, my beloved, it's hard to do that when you're faced with trauma and or difficulty in your face. Sometimes it's hard to say, I'm going to do that when that blow is right in front of you. And you have to know that God is going to clean it up. God is going to clear it out. God is going to make a way. And so that's my word for you today. And so here it is. This is what I need you to do. I need you to look at somebody next to you and say, the Lord's going to work it out for you. The Lord's going to work it out. That's the word of prophecy into the people of God. And into the people of God, that word of prophecy has begun to move throughout this building. And so now you have become prophets who are prophesying to the person next to you, because watch this, you never know what somebody's going through. You never know. We come up in here looking one way, but who knows what's going on the inside. And so we're all going through something. But today, before you leave this building today, I want you to know that it's already been handled. God has already worked it out. It's already been handled. And so as we begin in Jesus' name to look at this, continuing to look at overcoming trauma, may I begin, because I do this often, and I was talking with a preacher on yesterday about how we come together and God continues to sow into us, pour into us, so that we give you even more information when we come together in this setting. And that's one thing that I appreciate about God. The story never ends, but it continues to go on and on and on. The information, the knowledge, and the wisdom, the information that God has, it continues. It doesn't just stop in one place. Matter of fact, I said the reality is this conversation about overcoming trauma, you can have this conversation for an entire year and still not be done, because it's so much information. I will say to you that the Bible contains, and we've made reference to this before, it contains numerous narratives that illustrate the experiences or the experience of trauma. We lifted up some biblical characters like David, Elijah, and we even talked about Job, along with others who really grapple with emotional and physical trauma, which includes grief, loss, illness, and despair. Let me say that again, because I think that just about all of us in here, we're covered under one of the four I just mentioned. So we said emotional and physical trauma, which include, number one, grief. Most of us, if not all of us in here, have experienced grief or may even be grieving right now. Loss. There's all types of, we talk about loss. It's not always the loss of a loved one. It could be the loss of a job. It could be the loss of, a broken relationship, losing someone that we thought loved us. And then we look up one day and the person says to the person, I no longer want to be bothered with you anymore. As a matter of fact, the person has already made all the arrangements necessary to get away from you, and you had no idea that they had already been talking to an attorney, that they had already purchased another place, and they are on their way out the door, and the best they can tell you is whatever you're left with, you just make the best of it. So there are all types of different losses. And illness. There are many people that are challenged with illness. As a matter of fact, if we all live long enough, illness will meet all of us, if it hasn't met us already. And then there's despair. And despair comes from so many different things that we experience in our lives. Jesus' life, some may not know this, but you may hear it for the first time today. Jesus' life itself is a story. It's a narrative, his life of suffering and trauma. When you look at the life of Jesus, it's a story. We know that Jesus is God incarnate. We know that God derobed God's self of all of God's ecclesiastical vestures and all of his deity and became humanity in the form of Jesus. So we understand that, but just because he was Jesus did not mean that he did not suffer. Mean that he did not go through trauma. I'm talking about even before the cross. Can I just say this? Knowing that the cross is coming is traumatic. Somebody missed what I just said. I said Jesus came here to die. He came here to die on the cross. And knowing that he was on his way to the cross is traumatic. It really, really is. It's so traumatic that Jesus would even suggest in that moment in the garden, if it's possible, let this cup pass. In other words, if there's another way that we can do this, let's do this. But he said, nevertheless, not my will, but thy will be done. That's traumatic. The Bible says that even when he prayed in the garden, that he prayed and sweat fell from his brow as drops of blood. That's traumatic. It really is. And so Jesus' life itself, we said, is a story of suffering. It's a story of trauma starting from his birth and continuing through his death on the cross. Examples of trauma in the Bible, and we mentioned it. We talked about David. Everybody knows David. You all know David. David's life was marked by periods of emotional turmoil, including troubled thoughts, despair, and wrestling with consequences of his actions. You know, we talk about David, but you know David had some mess and some drama in his life. You do know that, right? And so he had to deal with that. How about the trauma of his own son trying to take his life? Absalom. How about Elijah? Elijah experienced discouragement and weariness. I'm talking about Elijah, but I'm also talking about us here in this building today. Weariness, particularly after his victory at Mount Carmel. Well, what do you mean by that? It had stemmed from a complex interplay or relationship of factors, including, watch this, physical exhaustion, psychological letdown after victory, and a sense of unmet expectations following Jezebel's threat. His ministry had been intensely demanding, from the famine to the contest on Mount Carmel, and the subsequent flight to the wilderness took a toll, watch this, physically and emotionally. He may have also been experiencing what's called a natural letdown after the emotional high of victory. In other words, some of us can experience the victory of life and can be let down at the same time. And for a lot of people, you know that you can have an amazing victory and a small letdown, and oftentimes a small letdown will overcome a major victory in one's life. Here it is. Elijah had envisioned Mount Carmel as the turning point, but Jezebel's threat and Ahab's continued defiance led to disappointment and despair. We talked about Job. Look at somebody, tell him Job. Say Job. Job suffered immensely from what? Grief, loss, illness, and the questioning of his faith. Talking about Job. How about the nation of Israel? The nation of Israel experienced trauma during their enslavement in Egypt and their journey through the wilderness. One that was only supposed to take a few days ended up taking how many years? 40 years. They put on the navigation system. The navigation system would have got them to where they were going in just a matter of days. But because they were hard-headed, look at somebody, say hard-headed. Because they were hard-headed. Now, I got that word. I got that word hard-headed. I never even heard the term hard-headed until my father used to say we were hard-headed. I don't know what that means. What does hard-headed mean? Huh? What's it mean? I hear you don't listen, you're not obedient, and so the Israelites, they were hard-headed, they were disobedient, they didn't listen to God. God was trying to tell them. After God delivered them, he was trying to tell them, and they would not listen by way of Moshe, by the way of Moses. They did not listen. So 40 years. How about Jesus? We just talked about Jesus a few minutes ago. Just to give you a few personalities, Jesus' life was filled with suffering, we said, and trauma, and we said it all ended up on Calvary's cross. But I don't like to stay at the cross and the grave, because 3 days later, I want you to know he got up with all power in his hands. And can I tell you something? If you're made in the image and in the likeness of God and the characteristics of God, and they ask the question, what would Jesus do? Let me tell you something. Jesus would overcome. And so here you are, made in the image and the likeness. You've got the power and the ability to overcome anything that comes into your life. You've got the power. Look at somebody, say, you got the power. You got the power. You got the power. Man, y'all make me want to shout in here. You got the power. Look at somebody else, tell them, you got the power. Man, I always said I can do all things. I can't do some things, but I can do all things. Not through Keith Tillett, but through Christ, who gives you what? Gives you the strength. All things. I didn't say some things. Look at somebody, say all things. All things. And y'all gonna make me shout before I get to finish giving you what I want to give you. Listen, we got Lot's daughters. Lot's daughters. Genesis chapter 19 describes the traumatic experience of Lot's daughters, and you know the story of the relationship with their father in a state of desperation. That is traumatic. Can I talk about Sarah? Oh man, I wish I, you know, when I worked on my D-Men project, my Old Testament, the Old Testament text I used was Abraham. Used Abraham and how he developed a relationship of trust with God over a period of time. That Abraham didn't have that trust overnight. He called Abraham the father of faith and all that wonderful stuff. But when you look at Abraham, when he got to some places and some folk was looking at his wife like she was fine as wine and dandy as candy, Abraham was ready to let his wife go to save his own life. Y'all missed what I just said. Y'all know the story? Let his wife go to save his own life. What man would let any man have his wife to save his own life? Y'all kind of got quiet in here. Must be some men that act like that. I don't know. Okay, let me keep on going. Listen, in the story of Abraham and Sarah, Sarah is portrayed as being taken or given as a bargaining object by Abraham, watch this, again, to protect him from the violence of other people. Look at somebody say, that ain't right. He should have been fighting for her. But he was willing to let her go. How about Saul? Can we talk about Saul? Saul, last one. And then I'm going to jump down into where we left off last week. Saul. Saul was the last one. Some interpretations suggest that Saul experienced PTSD. What that mean? Look at somebody, say, just like you. Tell them, just like you. Don't tell them. It's okay. Because it's true. It's true. It's true. Look at somebody, tell them it's true. It's true. He experienced it, you know, and related mental health issues. Saul had some mental health issues. Look at the person on the other side, say, just like you. He had some mental health issues. He had some mental health issues, right? And watch this. Suggestions are, when you study his life, it has to do with his involvement in combat. That he's got some mental health issues going on. And so I listed some folk in the Bible. But as I listed all of that, I always like to ask people to look in your own mirror for a minute. If you would do that. It's okay to do it. I tell people all the time, you know, it's good to identify and recognize the trauma in your life, because if you don't recognize it, identify it, and do something about it, then what's going to happen is, you're not going to get any better, and then you will regurgitate on everybody else. Did y'all hear what I just said? I used a nice word. That just meant throw up. We just going to throw up on everybody else, because that's what happens. When people have not been healed, we say it all the time. We know the story, hurt people, hurt other people. That's exactly what happens. And so we have to do our best to get ourselves together. I always say every day ought to be the day that you look in the mirror at yourself and not anybody else. Look at your neighbor, say, don't blame nobody else. Don't blame nobody else. Don't blame it. I want to make sure I got the right crowd today. Look at somebody, say, don't blame everybody else, because that's what people do. Blame everybody else. You got to look at yourself. Man, look at yourself. We got to work on us, right? We got to work on us. Okay, let me say it one more time. We got to work on us. Okay, I got to say it again. We got to work on us. You got to work on us. Look at your neighbor and say, I got to work on me. I got to work on me. Overcoming trauma implies really a more active process of working through the pain and negative effects of a traumatic experience. You got to work through it. Got to work through it. Okay, let me back up for a second and say one more time because I've said this and I got to continue to say it. Everybody in the building has experienced trauma. And not everyone has gotten over it. Okay, let me say it one more time. We've all had it, gone through it on many occasions, but have we gotten over it? Or is the behavior that comes out of us a result of us not getting over the traumatic experience? Listen, I just picked this out because I can be a choir member and I can be singing the songs of Zion and experience some trauma in my life that I have yet to work on. And don't you know it will come out when I'm in the choir stand. Y'all missed what I just said. I can be a preacher in the pulpit, preaching sermons. And if I'm dealing with trauma that I have yet to get over, I will, as a preacher, will spew all over the pews, regurgitate my trauma all over the pew, depending on the traumatic situation. Again, I mentioned something earlier, people in relationships get hurt by folk and then, they move on to new relationships and new places and they end up regurgitating on that new relationship because they haven't got over the trauma and the pain of the last relationship. And so sometimes people think this, they think that moving on to something quickly will help them get over something. I heard somebody once say, man, the best way to get over an old relationship is getting a new relationship. That ain't true. Look at somebody say, that ain't true. That ain't true. You need some time to yourself to get yourself together so that you can move forward, not blaming somebody else for what the other person did. Because typically that's what happens. I wish I had at least one person say it again, Pastor, say it again. Okay, I will, because you asked me to. I said the danger is this. The danger is not getting past the past and taking the past into the future. Ooh. I said not getting over the trauma of the past, picking up the past and taking it into the future. And then all of that mess from the past begins to mess up everything in your future because we haven't taken time to get over it. And so as we're functioning as believers, even in ministry, it starts to come out. It starts to come out. And God forbid, if somebody looks like the person that hurt you, walks in the building, and I'm an usher, guess what might come out? That traumatic, look, that trauma that I didn't get over has a way of coming back out again in that moment. And that person is looking like, man, what did all I said was good morning. And the person wouldn't speak, didn't look at me, didn't talk to me. Yeah, that's because they remind you of Ray that did them dirty. Y'all missed what I said. I need you to do this. Here's something that's going to help us in this moment. Look at somebody, say, move on, move on. That's what we're going to do. We're going to move on. All right, let me, because I did tell you, I want to make sure before I finish up, picked up where I left off, because, Sister North is going to make sure I pick up where I left off. So there are three types of traumas we talked about. I want you to look at me and not the paper. Don't look at the screen either. What was the first one? Acute what? And the second one? Chronic. And the third? Y'all looking at the screen. I can see you right now. And so what is the trauma, the type of trauma that most, if not all of us, experience? Which one is most? Complex. And why? Why is it complex? Right. Right. It's more than one event, several events that begin when we're young, when we're children. When we're children. So whatever happens to us when we're children usually will manifest itself in adulthood. Okay, let me back up. Whatever happens when we're children will manifest itself as teenagers and then manifest itself as young adults and then manifest itself as adults. Whatever happens. And a lot of times this is what people will say. People will say, they'll say, because of what happened to me, I would never do that. Oftentimes they end up doing the same thing. Because people need, look at somebody say help. They need help. And oftentimes people won't get the help that they need to move on. So we said acute, we said chronic, we said complex, and the one that most of us deal with, all right, you got complex, all right? And so we started dealing with how to overcome some of these symptoms, right? And so where did we leave off? Because Sister North she's going to make sure that I know where we left off. Where we leave off? So did we do Malik, if we put it on the screen, I think it was number 2, how do you resolve trauma? And we didn't go through that. Okay. So on the screen, number 1 says what? Oh, you did? We did accept your feelings, talking about it, practicing self. Oh, yeah. Okay. So all right. So don't put nothing on the screen. Take everything off the screen. Take it off the screen. Okay. Here, number 1, accept your feelings. What did we say? Y'all said we went over that one. I just want to make sure we together. Okay. We said, right, but they will, but we said it's normal to feel different after a traumatic event, and it's important to accept that these feelings will pass. That's number 1. Number 2, we said what? Talk about it. What did we say? Talk about to someone what? You don't trust. Somebody you trust. Right. You can't talk. We determined that when you go through traumatic experiences, you can't talk to everybody. You have to talk to somebody you can trust. Because I promise you, if you talk to the wrong person, before you get off the phone, it's going to be all over Fayetteville. So you got to talk to the right people. Somebody you can what? Trust. Right? You can trust your feelings and they can help you process the trauma. We said number 3. And what did we say about practicing self-care? Talked about eating. We said just eat whatever you want. Just eat it all up. Matter of fact, we all going to leave here and we going to the Dairy Queen and we just going to clean it out. You know what we say? You got to eat well, right? Exercise, you can put that on the screen, Reverend Jefferson, if you will, number 3. Practicing self-care, eating well, exercise, get enough sleep, get some sleep, right? Get help. Get help that will, help us to move on to feel better. Number 4, what is number 4? And what did we say about staying connected? Spend time with what? Family and friends, staying connected. Because sometimes traumatic experiences make people separate themselves and get alone. And being alone ain't always a good thing. Being alone makes you think about a whole lot of stuff and may cause people to do some stuff they should not do. So it says people, friends, family, people you can trust that help you feel less isolated. That's number 4. Number 5, trying what? And what do we say about relaxing techniques? We said what? Man, I thought I heard somebody say massages. Who said massages? I heard massages somewhere. Said meditation. We said meditation, right? Breathing, techniques. We're going to talk about the power of meditation, meditation, spending time with God. We talked about prayer, conversation, communicating with God, right? And then we got to give God an opportunity to do what? Talk to us. Because some people do all the talking, but they never give God an opportunity. They never open themselves up to hear what God is saying. God is always talking. We are not always listening. So meditation is not just about talking, but it's about listening. Look at somebody, say listening. Listening. I tell folk often, and I think I said this last week, in relationships, people are communicating one with the other. Really listen to what the other person is saying instead of just hearing enough so that they can be quiet so then you can say what you want to say. Because sometimes that's what happens. All right, I hear you. All right, I'm listening. And then they get it all out and they can't even repeat what you said because they're too busy trying to say what they want to say. I'm saying say what you need to say, but then give God an opportunity to minister to us. God is always ministering, right? Number 6, setting realistic goals. Setting realistic goals. Try to focus on what you can manage and avoid making big life changes. Let me say that one more time. Focus on what you can manage. Focus on what you can manage. Sometimes people experience overload because they try to manage too much stuff. And it puts them further in that dark hole of that result of trauma that we experience. So manage what you can manage. And listen, you can't manage your stuff and everybody else's stuff. Look at somebody, say, no way. No way. Number 7, what did we say about number 7? Seek professional help. Because in some instances, that's what we need to do. Prayer and meditation is awesome. Trust me when I say it, it's awesome. We need to pray. We need to hear God because oftentimes God might say to you or send you to a place to help you get what you need. Professional help. Every preacher, pastor ain't a professional, not clinical. And so everybody wants to come to the preacher with some stuff that's beyond Rebbe Reb's control. Y'all missed what I just said. Can I say it one more time? I need you to look at somebody and say, the pastor can't do everything. Just tell them. Okay, y'all don't believe it. Say it one more time. The pastor can't do it all. But the pastor should have enough Christ in him or her to direct you to the place that you need to go to get the help. Does that make sense? Because we try to handle it all. Oh, I can fix it all. It's broken, bring it in, I'll fix it. There's some stuff that's broken beyond our control. And we have to understand that. I've been in some places and positions as a pastor where I've heard some stuff and I said, that is not in my wheelhouse. And it's not. And if I try to help you, you're going to get worse. Y'all missed what I just said. If I sit there and try to help you through what you're going through, if it's not in my wheelhouse, we got problems. That's like me going to talk to my dentist about my eye. Y'all missed what I just said. That's like me going to my eye doctor and saying, my tooth hurts. Fix it for me. You in the wrong place. Got to go in the right place. You go to your heart doctor, you need to talk to the doctor about your heart, not your foot. At the podiatrist talking about, got your foot up in the air talking about, yeah, doc, my heart's been really bothering me. No, we got to, I'm being funny, but, kind of joke, but that's serious. We've got to get to the right people in the right places that can help us deal with the trauma that we're going through. And the beautiful thing about the church is this, it should be that if we can't do it ourselves, we ought to be connected to places that we can send people to, and not just send them there, but help them through the process. In other words, we're not just going to send you down the street and say, all right, when you get it together, we'll see you. When it's all fixed, come back. When you get it all together, you come on and join back in the choir. No, we've got to minister and work with you through the entire process. And you need to understand that we are praying for you. Look at somebody, say, as you're being worked on. As you're being worked on. We're praying for you. All right? So seeking professional help. If you are struggling, you can consider speaking to a mental health professional. Ain't nothing wrong with laying on somebody's sofa. Nothing wrong with it. I dare you to look at somebody and say, we all got some crazy in us. Y'all didn't even say it. Didn't want anyone to say it. Look at somebody and say, we all got some crazy. I had to come down and get a little bit closer. I had to come join the ranks of the crazy. I had to come on down here. We all crazy. We just going to be crazy together. We've all been through something, right? But we just need to make sure that we get the right help to get us beyond where we are. Otherwise, it's just going to be a mess. And again, the mess is not only going to be us, it's going to get on our spouse, it's going to get on our children, our grandchildren, our friends. Everybody's going to get a taste of it if they haven't already. And I tell people all the time, you say, man, them kids are just crazy. Them grandkids just don't know how to behave. Look at somebody and say, where'd they learn that? Some say, oh, they didn't learn it from me. Yeah, they did. In some instances, because remember now, there's some traumatic experiences that we've been through that we don't even realize we've been through, and so we're not even trying to work through it because we don't know. Look at somebody say that we're crazy. I just use the term, I'm just a little comedy up here. That we're going through. That's what I'm trying to say. We're going through. We are going through. And people that are going through need help. Does that make sense? Want to do everything we can. Folk not born that way. I was talking about Little River, my little nephew, would be, I guess, great nephew. Little River. He said, the little river. He's the little old river. Little old thing. I told you, River, the only time River cried is when he wanted something to eat and when you changed his diaper. Don't touch me. That's what River was trying to say. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. So cute, just as innocent as he wants to be. Innocent, just a cute baby. And every time my wife held him, I looked at my wife and I said, one more. Every time she held on to that baby, one more. I need y'all to speak it into existence. Say one more with me. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. One more. Y'all ain't right. Y'all just know y'all that, I just heard somebody say, Pastor, you got to get over that trauma. Okay? Yeah. No. My point was, he's so innocent. He's so innocent. He hasn't been exposed to any drama or mess yet. But trust me, he will. Whatever he's exposed to, but from most of it is going to come out of his house, from his own family. Y'all missed what I just said. Most of it comes. Most children within the first 3 to 5 years, that's when they get it all. And then you wonder when they 8 and 9, what in the world? That's because they got it all when they were watching us when they were 2, 3, 4, and 5. Does that make sense? So we've got, look at somebody say, we got our work cut out for us. We got our work cut out for us. Yeah. 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 That's right. Yeah, and maybe has even been exposed to some of that behavior. Yeah, yeah. I come from a place where there was quite a bit of gang activity, California, West Coast. And oftentimes you would see some of those persons rolling wherever they were rolling with small kids. So whatever they were doing, however they were doing it, they were doing it in the presence of children. I mean, even some language that people speak around children, like children not gonna pick that up. I was watching TikTok, and this little kid was I'm talking about little something, but was repeating words that you know had to come out of the house from his mama or his daddy. You just walk around, and the fact that they put it on TikTok. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, all we're doing is talking about trauma, because trauma can be passed down from generation to generation to generation. Again, my point is that they're not born that way. They're not born that way. It's poured into them. And that it is our responsibility as believers to help them overcome that. That's what my role is as a pastor, preacher, teacher, is to do everything in my power to help God's people overcome the trauma that they experience in their lives. Not necessarily getting in the weeds of it and saying, okay, come sit down on my sofa because I know how to deal with this particular issue over here. But once again, help give some guidance and some direction. That's important. Everyone, don't equate everything to being, now, things can be of the enemy, of the devil, but don't equate everybody with being the devil. Oh, they just the devil. They can't do nothing with them. They the devil. They just the devil. Just the devil. They just so the devil. Everything, they just the devil. Don't they even look like the devil? They walk like the devil. They just the devil. I mean, that's what people say about people. But you don't understand. People are in pain. And when people are in pain, that's how they act. Y'all miss what I said. When people are in pain, that's how they respond. And so we have to, our job, we are believers. Oh, let me just ask the question. Are we all believers? I just want to make sure because I could be wrong. Are we all saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost? I mean, I just want to know. Are we? Okay, I'm not getting a general consensus right now. Are we all saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost? Okay, I just want to make sure. So if we are, you and I have a responsibility to minister to our brothers and sisters. Once you take ownership, say I'm a part of the body of Christ, we have a responsibility. We do. And our responsibility, let me help you. It's not always based on your theory and your thought. Y'all missed what I just said. It's not your theory and your thought. You better get in some word, and you better and let that word just permeate all in and through you and help you as you begin to minister and have dialogue and conversation with people to help them get over what they're going through. All right, let me keep on going. Here, number 8. Number 8. We said number 8 was what? Oh, it's not on the screen? I think Reverend Jefferson went to sleep. Oh, it didn't have that. We didn't have that. We didn't have that one? Oh, I didn't give you that one? All right. Somebody write down art therapy. Number 8, trying art therapy. And then number 9 is trying cognitive processing therapy. Is number 9. So I'm going to give you number 8. Number 8, because your number 7 was what? So remember now, overcoming trauma, there's some people that need to do what? Seek what? Professional help. Don't go talk to auntie and uncle. Don't go talking. That requires a professional sitting down. And I always have to tell my brother, I want to keep on going, but I got to tell my brothers this because most men don't like talking to counselors. Some may, but mostly men. It's mostly men. Don't want to sit and talk because they don't think they got a problem. I'm just saying from study and research. Most men are like, I ain't going to, well, we need to go talk to a marriage counselor. Ain't nothing wrong with the marriage. Y'all missed what I just said. I'm telling you, I've been pastoring for a long time. I'm telling you, ain't nothing wrong with it. I'm good. No, we need to go sit and talk to somebody. Well, you go talk to him then. He said, I'm good. No. If he or she says, let's do this, then let's do this. Man, it got real quiet in here real quick. All right, let me keep on going. I don't want to get jumped before I walk out the door. Number 8 is trying art therapy. And number 9 is trying cognitive processing therapy. Art therapy can help you process traumatic memories through symbols. That's why they call it art therapy, through symbols, painting. And then number 9, trying cognitive processing therapy. Trying cognitive processing therapy. Cognitive processing therapy is also called CPT. Ooh, that's interesting. That sounds like something else. CPT. Y'all didn't get that. Okay, let me keep on going. I thought y'all were going to pick it up. Y'all writing. I thought y'all were going to pick it up. CPT. That sounds like something else. But it is CPT, cognitive processing therapy, is a type of therapy that can help people overcome. Here it comes. It helps people overcome. Here it comes. Childhood trauma. Which one was childhood trauma? Which is complex trauma. Are y'all with me? CPT, it sounds like something else. CPT is a type of evidence-based psychotherapy designed to treat post-traumatic stress disorder. It focuses, here's its focus. You may want this one. It focuses on helping people. It focuses on helping people understand and change the negative thoughts, I'm going to go over it again, the negative thoughts and beliefs that developed after a traumatic experience. Ooh, that was real good. That was hot and popping. It was so good, I got to tell you one more time. It focuses on helping people understand and change, what is it? The negative thoughts and beliefs. Because that's what happens when you get trauma. Negative thoughts and beliefs start to pop off in us. But this type of therapy helps people to understand and change the negative thoughts and beliefs that develop after a traumatic experience. That's some good stuff. That's some good. This information would not even exist if folk had not experienced or were not victims of trauma. This real talk. I can make you shout, but you need to listen too. Y'all missed what I just said. We can shout all day long. Shouting don't change the trauma. Y'all missed what I just said. We can stand in here all day long and say, you know I love to shout. Now, you know I love to shout. But give me, for me, that's like preaching. Yeah, I love the gravy, but give me some grits. You understand what I'm saying? I love the sugar, but give me the grits. I need something. My grandfather, y'all looking at me like I'm crazy because I want some sugar on my grits. My grandfather used to say when I was a kid, he used to say it. I used to believe it. Maybe it's true. I don't know. He used to say, oatmeal sticks to your ribs. Said oatmeal sticks to your ribs. I need something that's going to, y'all missed what I said. I need some substance. I need something that's going to stick. So that when I walk out of here, I can take some information with me and I can work with it, but I'm going to get my shout at the same time. But I'm not going to just get one and not get the other. Y'all missed what I said. Don't get, okay, this may not be a good illustration. Don't give me the cake without the icing. Or is it the icing and no cake? Well, we used to open up the little thing. When they used to make the icing, we used to lick the spoon and the little, what was that thing they used to? No, that little thing they got the little, and you did, the beat. Yeah, y'all act like y'all don't know about that. And we used to fight over who was gonna get the lid. We used to fight over that. But yeah, that's good. But give me the cake. Give me something that's going to sit in my stomach, something that's going to last, and not something that's going to get me excited for about 15 minutes, and I walk out the door and say, oh, my God, what did they talk about? I'm trying to give you some, look at somebody say some substance. This what this is. If you're not grabbing any of this, look at your neighbor and say, something wrong with you. Tell them. Matter of fact, tell your neighbor, I knew you were crazy when I first met you. Tell him. It's all right. No, don't tell him that. Don't tell him that. Let me move on. I got 2 minutes. Here, 2 minutes. Number 3. Because remember, Malik, number 3, here are some things that you should try to do after experiencing a traumatic event. It's on the screen. Take a picture if you like. Take a picture. You got your cameras? Take a nice picture of it. Just take a picture. And someone say, I need to write it down. Write it down. Here are some things. Number 1. There it is. It's right there. What's number 1 say? Give yourself some time. What do you mean, give yourself some time? Give yourself some time. And we mentioned it earlier, but let me get into it a little bit more. And when it comes to trauma, if I'm preaching a sermon on Sunday morning and we're having conversations about, I'm talking to you about trauma, I don't want to say, and the Lord said, you're going to get over your trauma. Shout to Jesus. And we all start shouting and we run out. You said, well, he just said, give yourself time. What you mean by that? I'm going to tell you what I mean. Here it is. It can take time to recover. Recovery takes time. Can anybody ever have knee replacement, hip replacement, shoulder replacement? Y'all know what's going on in my mind. I can't say everything. I can't let it all go. You ever have nose replacement surgery? I mean, just whatever it is. Can I ask you a question? When you had that replacement surgery and the doctor brought you into the recovery room and then finally got to your room, did you get up and start walking around? No, I didn't. Anybody? Who got knee replacement surgery in here? Anybody got knee replacement? So when you got that knee replacement surgery, when you finish, you start doing the stanky leg. Is that what you start? Said no, you didn't do that. It took some time. It took time. As a matter of fact, most people that I know that have experienced knee replacement surgery will say, I'll never do anything like that again. Because it hurts. And then after they kind of go through it, and then they get better, then all of a sudden life gets better, and they start moving on, and things we just keep popping. But I'm saying that it takes time. Healing doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. Healing takes time. Healing to your body takes time. Healing to your mind takes time. Emotional healing takes time. Psychological healing, it takes time. Doesn't happen overnight. Doesn't happen. Folk don't just, as I mentioned earlier, people don't get over people overnight. Say, I'm so glad I got rid of them. They go right in that house after they leave you and they crying. All on the ground crying. But when they're around you, they tough. I should have got rid of him a long time ago. I never liked him in the first place. I didn't like her at all. And then they start shouting and crying, falling all on the ground. You don't even know. Yeah, it takes time. Look at somebody say, it takes time. And I told somebody else, it's all right to cry. That's why, again, God gave you tear ducts so that you can. It gives you the opportunity to release your frustrations. Let me finish this thought and then we're done. Recovery takes time. Recovery from trauma takes time. It might take a while for you to accept what has happened or to learn to live with it. Woo! I just said something else. Not only takes time, but you got to learn how to what? Live. Learn how to live with it. You got to learn how to live with it. You're going to have to learn how to live without them in your life no more. And then you'll discover when you get to the other side how better life is because you moved on. Let me finish this thought. If somebody has died or you have lost something significant to you, you may also need, we said, to grieve. Try not to put pressure on yourself to feel better right away. Okay, this is my last thought because Malik, number 2 is going to be talk about the event, but I'm going to talk about that when we come together. I'm going to give you this last illustration, and we out of here. Everybody remembers the show Good Times. Good Times. Who's the star of Good Times? JJ, and you got Walona, who knew everything that was going on in the projects. Knew everything. You had Thelma, you had Michael, and you had James, Florida. So James Evans passed away, and they had the funeral for James. Everybody was grieving, except for Florida. Florida was trying to hold it all. Oh, y'all already know the part, don't you? I ain't even gonna tell it because y'all already know. She was grieving, and then she got mad, and the kids ran off in the room, and she was trying to clean stuff up. And then remember, she picked up that glass bowl. Remember that? Y'all remember that? What'd she do? She threw it down, and what did she say? Darn, 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 darn. Oh, darn. Oh, darn, darn, darn. She said, darn. Dang, 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 dang. She threw it on the ground because she was trying to hold it in. And she needed to release. I'm just trying to tell somebody to get over traumatic experiences, you need to release. And release sometimes, it takes time, but you got to do it. Oh, my goodness. All right. Y'all thought I was going to say the other word. Y'all thought I was going to say the other word, huh? Okay. Okay. All right. I'm getting ready to pray. We're done. I'm getting ready to pray. But I need to know, are there any questions that you have at this point? Any questions that anybody...